This is the Supercar Connection podcast, bringing you behind-the-scenes conversations from across the industry. If you love supercars, you're in the right place. So let's hit it. We are still in Miami today. We have on Matt Cruz, founder and CEO of MVP Miami, one of the nation's leaders in renting exotic cars, yachts, and luxury homes. We talk about scaling a business, living the fast life, and what cars hold up best to the daily abuse. This is Supercar Connection.
Most of my guys are pretty loyal. They'll just bring the deal back to me. They'll just make something, you know?
Right.
But he's been with me fucking 10 years since the beginning, bro.
Since you fucking started this whole game.
Since I started, he was always like a little broker. He's like, yo, I'll move the cars.
Right.
I'll help you deliver, like whatever. I just want in, you know?
He wants a piece.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, bro.
And fucking 10 years later, he's still here.
Look, that's the biggest thing. Like any business you start, especially something like this, you have to have people that have somewhat of involvement for them to not only want to have invested interest to stay, but then on top of that shit, they have to have some skin in the game or else they're not going to give a fuck. The employee aspect is kind of like that middle ground. You don't want them to be ownership and have ties into it, but you want to have them have something in the game where they can kind of make something happen, especially they're hustlers.
That's the thing. So if you get a hustler, I feel like he's going to do you some good, but then there's trouble behind it. You know what I mean? Because this business, especially, bro, like people get in it and they're like, oh yeah, fucking 1 year here, I'll know it. I'll have my fucking phone ringing and I'll get somebody to get 2-3 cars for me. I'm in the game, done.
Literally.
You know? So, and if they're sleepers, then they don't have that mentality, but then they're also not getting the shit done for you. You know? So it's like, for years, I was like, bro, I answered the phone. I did every fucking call. I did every fucking sales call myself. Because I was like, I can't trust nobody. You know what I mean? Like, these guys grow wings and they fly off of your shit, you know? So I was like, nah, I'll just do everything. I just need you to deliver the car.
That's it.
You know? And then the business was really built like, yeah, MVP, but Matt, you know? Like, the guys will joke around and they'll pretend to be the client. Man, where Matt at, man? Nah, I want to talk to Matt, bro. Fuck that. Like, tell Matt to come out here. Matt takes care of me. Matt gives me a good price.
Right.
But
it's Matt VP.
Yeah, but this year, well, the last 2 years, I kind of like was like, it was my business partner during COVID. Fucking shit just blew up. And he was like, Matt, just fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, we had just gotten the yachts. We had bought 2 homes. He was like, bro, just do the other stuff. You can't be a slave to the phones, you know?
Can't be.
And
if you're going to scale.
Yeah.
You can't be.
The thing is, it's a tough business to scale, bro. Like, it really is. We have our Atlanta location. We have a location out in Charlotte just because, you know, my business partners are there. But it's a tough business to scale, bro. Like, I was telling you yesterday when you were here, I'll never do 55 cars again, bro. Like, you have to have a lot of will and guts to be like, let's go. You know, it's too much risk. It's too much money involved. You know, it's too much work, bro. It's a lot of work. People think, oh, you just pick up the phone, get the guy in the car, he's done. No, bro. Like, when we had 55 cars and we were rolling, that was probably like 18 months. And bro, it was a total car once a month. You know what I mean? It was an accident once a week. You know, it was, right now I have 2 cars down from accidents. You know what I mean? I'm like, we just got paid on our last total. You know, like, we don't see all that shit anymore. You know what I mean? No. It's like, I personally, I told you I'm doing the coaching and the mentoring and the course. I think a sweet spot's like 10 cars. That's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make some money, you can manage it. Your cars don't go to shit. You can stay on top of them. You can flip them every now and again. You know what I mean? You have 55 cars. I would call up my business partners like, yo, can I send 6 up, get another 6? And they were like, nah, bro, just keep rolling. Just keep rolling.
Keep going.
They were also
keep going.
In the height of the car market, sales wise.
They were selling shit.
Yeah, they didn't
moving.
Yeah. So when they got involved with me, they were an independent car dealership. They were Metrolina Auto Group. They did well. They obviously were able to come in, fucking pump me up with, you know, 30, 40 cars, 5 million in inventory overnight.
Right.
They had more time on their hands. And they were like, yeah, we like the car rental. We have this, we have that. Well, once you get a McLaren store, you're like, we're not in rental. We don't do rental. We don't.
All of a sudden, they can't. It's a whole different thing. You have a brand to uphold and everything in between.
Yeah, I can't retail. Our cars go straight to auction or they get sold on a phone call wholesale. You know what I mean? Like it changed. And then like the attention went to the McLaren store. Then they get Rolls Royce. Then they get Koenigsegg. And then I'm like, hey, just block me, bro. You know, don't even answer my calls. We are not involved with you. You know, you're on to bigger and way better.
The ugly stepchild now. You're like, oh, bro, calm down.
Yeah, man, I'm
Miami,
sorry.
What?
Yeah, fucking car rental, and then before you know it, we were knee deep with this location, the Atlanta location, and you know, that's another part of it. The partnerships.
Any business you have investors, you have different say. It always makes it not. I don't want to say 100% more complicated, but it all depends on who you're working with, the structure of the way you're working.
I truly believe if you're in the car business and you have a partnership, you probably have some rough stories to tell. And I don't know how many years of that partnership you have under your belt, but it's tough. We've got 7 going on 8 years. No one's fucked anybody. We're still very close friends. Like, we've made it work. You know what I mean? And I'm like, when I talk about it, people are like, because the car business is tough. Mm-hmm. Then the car rental business, there's no way you guys are still like happy and making money and things are going right. It's tough, bro. It's really tough.
I can imagine. Yeah. I've heard some bad stories, partnerships.
Some crazy shit.
Most people get involved. They're like, I'm buying, like they even sell cars to people who are getting into the car rental business, you know? Mm-hmm. And they'll call me and they'll say, yo, we just sold 4 cars to some guy that's sending cars down to Miami. You know him? I'm like, I never heard of him. Yeah. And then 6 months later, they're like getting the same call. Nah, the guy in Miami, he fucked me. You know, he was renting my cars, wasn't paying me. My cars have a ton of miles on them now. One of them's crashed. I didn't even know about it. So like the horror stories in the car rental business are out there, bro.
Let me ask you this. Starting out, let's say if someone was to start again today, what would be a good financing structure to get a couple cars under your belt?
I think the only financial structure you can do is really, if you can't borrow money from the bank and no one's really lending money, you know, like
right now it's very difficult.
So when I got into business, I got a floor plan. I operate like a car dealership. So I get my floor plan, and I have a sale line and I have a car rental line. They gave me an exotic car rental line at the time. And it was only me and like a few guys in the city that had them. And obviously that was the best way to do it, because now I'm using my dealer license. I'm buying whatever I want. I go ahead and tag it myself. I'm not paying no fees, no sales tax, nothing. Cars on the road. I can sell it. I have title in hand. But that just doesn't exist, bro. There's no banks out there that are gonna do. Like, I had my line, everything was going amazingly. There was like 3 of us that had it. Then it was Next Gear Capital who went out there and was like, they gave out a few lines. And this one dude, very famous, like one of the OGs in the car rental business, this Russian guy named Manny Shapaya. Look him up. He's got tons of stories on him. But he ends up getting like a hold of Next Gear, and he'll open up small lines, like a 250 line, a 250 line. But he buried them. Him and everybody else buried the Next Gear. Like, let's just say they ended up having 15 dealerships with these lines. 13 of them fucked the bank over. And so meanwhile, I'm there doing everything right. I was up for an increase. I was trying to double my line. I was just like $1.5 million at the time, and I was going for $3 million. And I had gotten my location on the corner, storefront, windows, decked out. Like, this is the first car rental business to have a location like this. This is before boys who we were talking about got their spot, before we had this, obviously. And I'm waiting for my $3 million. And I get a call, I'll never forget. It's like the beginning of the year. It's like January, mid-January. And, you know, it's my Next Gear rep. I'm like, oh, here we go.
Let's get it, baby.
Yeah, I'm going to get the money. I already know exactly what I'm buying. I talked to them like, hey, how are you? They had my financials. Everything's in order. Like, I was doing good. Yeah. But I needed that money. I needed to increase to add more inventory. I was using a lot of outsourced cars, and that's like, you know, you make 10, 15% at the time. The markup wasn't good. So I was like, I get this money, I'm in the game, right? I get the call, and they're like, hey, you know, we just came off our year meeting that they have at the end of the year or the beginning of the year. And they're like, we're not going to be able to get you the $3 million. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I got the location. I did this. Like, and they're like, yeah, I'm sorry. Not only that, we're going to pull back on the 1.5. You could only floor plan cars up to $40,000 in value. And I've got $300,000 cars on there. You know, I've got my own skin in the game. So sometimes like I'll only go to the bank for $100,000 if the car's $250,000, you know, but $40,000, I'm like, you know, get a couple fucking Ghiblis at the time.
Yeah, what can you do with that?
We're still moving those, but it was like, so bro, it was like right there. I'm just like, yeah, and I'm in this showroom with like a bunch of cars. I'm knee deep, like I need this money.
Right.
And I swear to God, I saw like myself leave my body, and I'm just like circling around myself in the showroom, Lambos, Ferraris, millions of dollars in cars. I'm like, I guess I'll go figure it out, you know?
Moving Ghiblis, you really dated that timeline right there.
You say that was really obvious at the time.
Oh,
really.
that's how I was. This game leaves scars, bro. You don't just take little bumps and forget about them. Like this shit is implanted in your life. But I think right now everybody's doing it the traditional, untraditional way, which is just go out there, put your name down, go to a dealership that'll sell you a couple cars at the same time.
And that's
you know
it.
what I mean? Or go to 2 dealerships. You pull credit, you put 2 cars under your name, and you're getting started. And then most of these guys end up, you know, like it's 3 of us right here sitting, you know, hey bro, I'll get a car, I'll get 2 cars. My boys already got 3, you know, and it starts that way. But I don't see any traditional funding for it. I know there's guys on Instagram talking about BOA will give you $200, and there's these like just with an LLC you get $200 here, $200 there. That's probably helpful, you know. Because you're just paying interest, you know.
That's it.
But no one's gonna fund this business, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's
especially right now.
A lot of too
Right
many
now,
banks have probably been burned by this business.
100%. And then now the car business is like literally, you know, since you know my business partners own the dealerships and all my friends, like I have a lot of friends in the game. Like, bro, you buy a car today, you're like, yo, I robbed it. No, MMR is $215. I got the car for $205, bro. Woof. Stole this car. Put it online, 2 months go by, and then you watch somebody load one up online for $205. You're like, what the fuck? Like the market's changing, bro, weekly.
So quickly, bro.
The market has been just dropping.
Very fast. Fast dropping.
Yeah.
Fast dropping.
Yeah, man.
I think, to be honest with you, that's the whole fucked up problem is because I think eventually this shit's going to come back, but it's going to take like, I think post-election is when shit's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. And then it'll be what the car market has always been. You know what I mean? Like what we saw in that end of 2020 and all throughout 2021, people were buying cars for $300, driving them for a year, putting $30K on them, getting $300,000 back out of it. That's never happened, bro.
Never going to happen
It's
again.
never going to happen.
Yeah.
I know a lot of guys that were making money in the car space, and they're like, "This is the new era." Like you wanted to believe that, but no.
It's impossible. It's literally feasibly not sustainable.
Right.
No matter what you
Always,
look at.
you have your one-offs. We know that. We've seen that for years. Your Porsches, your certain cars that, you know, are going to hold. You can buy cars that already dropped and they're going to drop less, but it's going to be a depreciating asset forever, bro. You know, especially your everyday cars, you know, like, well, these are our everyday cars for now, but it's going to happen.
Right. A Huracan would be an everyday car in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. Well, in Miami too. Like this is like you go to downtown, Brickell, Miami Beach, you're blending in one of these cars. You're no longer standing out.
No, not at all. Especially with like, I mean, again, it's crazy to even fucking say this, but like a Huracan is a very blendable car now. It's insanity. Like that shit used to. I remember it used to be when like even like 6-7 years ago it was a Pinnacle, and now it's a point where it's a regular everyday type shit.
Kind of depends though, because like I mean, just to challenge it. Like it's the same way like where we are. You see Huracans all the time. I see Huracans, you know, if I go out and drive all day, depending on where we are, Beverly Hills, Malibu, I mean even around like Sherman Oaks or Studio City, I'm gonna see a Huracan somewhere. Like they're all over the place. Yeah. But when we had that Huracan and you drive that around,
you still get looks.
Everyone's still staring at you. Yeah. It doesn't matter, even though like, you know, maybe they saw one a week before. It's just it's still like who's driving that? Like, who's the kind of person that can afford that car? Who's driving that Lambo? And we had like the most basic of basic silver spec. Yeah. And like people were still, every time you stop somewhere, they're like,
It's still X.
Very much.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. I feel like there's still an element, even though it's like you see them a lot.
I mean,
it's like the curiosity that people have.
You want that to last forever, bro. Right. I mean, cars is like, you know, we all grew up, we're car guys. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even dream. Like me, I've been a car guy my whole life. When I got into the business, I opened up the dealership. I got myself a Panamera. I was like crazy about the Panamera. That was when the Panamera had just come out. And that was like, for me, like you guys are growing up in a whole different era, especially with Instagram, you know, like era. Success looks a whole lot different today than it looked back in my days. Success was like, yo, you heard buddy he got the $1 million house he got a circular driveway, bro. He's got gates. He's got gates, bro. You know, you're like, oh shit. He's got the garage on the side. Like nowadays,
he's got a Range Rover.
Yeah, like the S-Class, bro. He's got the S-Class. He's got, I think he has a Prezi, you know, or a two-tone Submariner. You're like, yo, this guy.
Two-tone, so you got a bluesy.
Yeah, you're like, yo, this guy made it, bro. That's our boy. He made it.
Yes.
You know, reach out.
Yes.
Nowadays, people are like, success is like, I don't know, the guy in the Bugatti with the Richard Mille hopping on the jet, fucking.
It's got to be the most Uber. The problem is, it's just like you said, social media has made it seem like everybody can portray.
You didn't see those guys back then.
No, you didn't.
They existed, but they lived in their own world.
Yeah.
Today, you have direct access to all of them.
Yeah, you're looking at them. They're screaming at you, telling you that you need to get up there and get this shit. And they're telling you $100,000 ain't shit. And you're like, I don't really, like, you got to live in your own world.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, there's nothing wrong with having those fucking aspirations.
This is exactly what I was telling you earlier.
It's funny. We had a semi-argument about this. I don't think a semi-argument. The concept we were talking about was there's a gentleman that him and I both follow, that just the way he talks and the way he portrays some of his reality, stuff like that. We talk about, the argument was that he's in his own reality, like he's worth multi-millions, and he talks to the everyday person like from that reality, speaking onto them. And the argument point was that his point is like, everything's kind of relative, that like not everybody's in that reality and it's kind of their own lane. And I'm like, well, in his reality, there's a reason why he got to that point. So if that's what he believes and that's his structuring, that's what got him there, then I have to think 100%. that wavelength, that thought process is what got him to that point.
It worked for him.
Yeah, it worked for him.
When someone's like $400,000 a year is not rich. Like you're not making a lot of money. It's like, maybe for you,
right,
who's already like a multimillionaire, and you like, you need the private jet and the crazy cars. I'm like, there's someone that doesn't care.
$400,000 a
doesn't
year,
care about any of that stuff.
They're living good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can whip a Huracan, $400,000 a year, have a nice house, go on nice trips, and like
take care of your wife
and be happy. Like be chilling, be having a great time.
The only thing is, like, so you gotta live in your own world, that's for sure. You can't get caught up and be like, all right, unless I'm making fucking $1 million a month, I ain't shit.
Can't compare yourself.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. But it definitely, like Miami, for example, I think like $300,000 to $400,000 a year, you're probably like upper middle class.
Upper middle class, especially here in Miami.
Which is
for
like
sure.
Upper middle class is you got enough. Like, it's a good life. You know what I mean? You got a nice crib. You can drive a couple nice cars in the driveway. It's Miami. Everybody has a nice watch. You can go to nice restaurants. You know what I mean? You just can't splurge every day.
Right.
You can't go to Bobby Steak every night. You can't afford to do it all the time, but you can.
You can't say yes to everything whenever you want.
No.
Which is for sure the goal of some people. It's the goal of me. Like, it's the goal of him. Like, that's what we're going after. Right. But like some people, that's not what they're going for.
No.
So like
sometimes
it is what it is.
That Simple Kind of Man is one of my favorite songs, bro. I'm cool with like just finding that good space where I get to just cruise. You know what I mean? Because like this city's so fast, and I've been like, bro, I've been on that, like on the paper trace and being, a hustler. Yeah, for a long time. And then I'm like, I know what's my pot of gold is like, I'm good.
Right.
I'm going after what I know is good enough for me. You know what I mean?
And I feel like the game does that to you. Like 10 years ago, what you thought and like where you were trying to go at that point, as you grow and as you deal with more shit and as times change,
you're like,
you prioritize different shit. You go, I mean, like this would have been what I wanted. This was nice, but like I realize now that doesn't mean shit to me anymore.
Right.
Now my priorities are like you said. Like I imagine.
Yeah, priorities change, and then it is a thing, right? You have no ceiling, and you don't make it about the money anymore. You just kind of make it about like, oh, what else can I do? You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is something that. Like I dreamed of, I always wanted to, I didn't know it was going to be car rental, but I always loved cars. My grandfather was a race car driver. He was like friends with Fangio. So that's like, the Lewis Hamilton of his days. Right. Fangio was a 5-time champion, I believe, F1 champion. So he had he had a dealership, he had a mechanic shop. I was up and down in there, So I always wanted to have it. I ended up here. It's fucking great. Love it. It's a lot of work. It comes with some headache and some stress. But you know, it's no longer about like how, if I want to do something else, I got some new ideas. It's just about doing it. I'm not really like, all right, well, if I do that, yeah, that means another 30, 40 grand a month. That's good. You know, I'm not doing that math. I'm just like,
yeah,
oh, I can do this now because I learned how to do that, and I can help people here, and I can, you know, I can show people to do that. And I really want to get into the internet money, though. I'm not gonna lie, because that internet money is fucking sweet, bro.
It's different.
That
it's fucking
shit
different.
is fun. Like, I'm seeing people do the courses and the subscriptions and all of that shit, and it's like, that's a whole lot better than running a business, I'll tell you.
Oh yeah.
you can make so much money.
Yeah.
With such little overhead.
Yeah, man.
And just
more time for yourself.
Replicate it.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again.
We'll dive a little into that.
No, 100%.
Yeah, we've got. I mean, we've seen it. We've sat down with people with courses. We know people with courses,
Some
and
of our
it's like
closest friends are courses guys and stuff like that. Like
you could, it's crazy. So it's all about. I think, you know, as long as you're really providing value, then you're good, because there's a lot of courses with a lot of value.
Yeah.
There's a lot of courses with no value.
Right.
All sales, and it is, you know, it's like it's all about the game you're playing.
Right.
So, you know, bring value. Huh?
It's credibility too.
Yeah. Bring value. Like, yeah, you've got a decade in this game. Like, you know the ins and outs.
Whether I pitch it to you the way you like it or not, it's fucking real. You know, I've got 10 years. Like, maybe there's somebody that was more successful as far as numbers in the bank go. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's somebody that looks better online or whatever the hell. But as far as knowing more about this business in particular, I don't know. I like to meet them, you know, like I have to be, because I was never the business owner. Like, when I got into the business, I learned a lot from a company called Elite Luxury Lifestyles and South Beach Exotics. I'm still friends with both owners, Juanqui, the owner of South Beach, JC, and Brian, he owned Elite. I learned a shit ton from those guys. I didn't know anything. You know what I mean? Like, I was literally just got a couple cars and I couldn't even move the cars. I'd wholesale it to them. They had a location out here, like just a warehouse, but near the city. I moved in with them. They put me all the way in the back next to the fucking toilet, you know? And I was just in there like, what else can I learn? How are they doing? I would see people come in from like the airport with suitcases.
Right.
I'm like, bro, I'm dealing with local D-boys, bro. Like, I'm on a mission over here. These guys they have an Escalade to pick people up from the airport. Like, I learned all about insurance there. Then I obviously learned a shit ton more on my own, but I went and learned from them. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, 10 years later, like one of the owners there was like, he was living it up the whole time. Like, he wasn't, like, he had the cars, he'd come in, pick up his cash and go. He wasn't working it like the way I was working it then, and still to this day. I've never been able to be that
passive with the shit.
Fuck, I wish, bro. It looks so good.
Hey,
and I do
it's coming, yeah?
I hope so. Because I do it for like 2 days. Like, I take 2 days off, and then I'm like, no, I got to go in the office. No, I need to check in. I need to do this. Like, kind of
it also comes like you built this shit. You know what I mean? Like, this is your baby. Like, you sacrifice years of your life and hours of your life to dedicate to this shit. So when you do that, it's very hard. And like, a lot of people, like, there's a meme out there on the internet, but it's like people on the internet telling you about business, and it's like, oh, it's easy. And then it's like actual business owners, and like, it's not fucking easy.
I have a post that I'm trying to do now. It's I don't know from what movie. It looks like it's Brad Pitt. I just sent it to one of my guys, where it's like, he's basically saying, look, man, it's easy. We're gonna tell him, John. And John's like, it's hard as fuck. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
And then he's like, yeah, well, we're gonna teach you how to do it.
Yeah.
But it's not, bro. Every business looks easy. It looks fun. Like, another business I've always been attracted to was the watch game. I love the watch game. Very similar. Yeah. Buy, sell, trade, you know.
Undervalue everything.
Yeah, and I know it comes with headaches, you know what I mean? I have a friend of mine owns a jewelry store called VIP Jewelers. I have another friend of mine owns CRM Jewelers.
CRM, they're crazy.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's awesome, bro. He's crazy. Fucking crushed the game.
I was saying we should pass by there and just fucking chop it up with them.
Yeah,
their social media presence is
huge,
crazy,
bro. Huge,
crazy.
Underestimated by some people. They're like, nah, they're not. I'm like, they're big, bro.
They're big.
They're able to run raffles every 30 days because they're big. They have a huge following, bro.
Yes, very much so.
So, but like, that business looks like, bro, who doesn't want to just show up to a beautiful shiny store? You got watches everywhere, you know. It's not easy. Trust me, it's got its fucking problems, and people try to scam you. And you know, he's talked about recently about a wire that came in. I've never had a wire go back. And he said he received the wire, shipped the merchandise, then the wire was recalled. So he's like, even your wires, you need to look out. I'm like, I've never had a wire get recalled.
No, it's absolutely insanity.
But you know, shit happens. Like,
yeah, that's
business
wild.
Is not easy, bro.
No, not at all. Especially, it's like you think about, at the end of the day, you always think about like who's the end user, and like in that business, the type of people you're dealing with. Even though you have fucking 5-figure pieces, 6-figure pieces, $1 million worth of inventory, the people you're transacting with, it's still at like that level where it causes that stress, and you're always constantly thinking about dealing with those type of people.
Yeah.
The same thing, like I imagine you deal with here. It's the same type of shit. Yeah, you're talking about $300,000 cars, but think about the people that are slanging the cars and advertising and doing this. Like, yeah, come on, I got you here.
We've always wanted to cater to that, the businessman, the upper echelon, super rich. But if I sit here and just keep my cars available for them, we'd be sitting here with 30, 40 cars in the showroom, you know? So you got to deal with a lot of guys, the street guys, the new money, and bro, those guys are not easy.
No.
You know,
it's that lower barrier to entry.
Yeah,
it's that lower that causes in those type of clients.
Yeah.
What are the craziest clients you've had to deal with? Do you have a crazy client story, experience from dealing with them?
So many.
We got a million.
I would love to hear some.
I've had so many, bro.
Tell me a horror story.
I'll tell you the most recent one. We had this guy who was involved in some type of accident, right? He ends up losing his leg. Insurance company didn't want to pay at first, so he ends up getting a bad faith lawsuit, and those are worth like
fucking big.
Yeah, the multiple on that.
Buku bucks.
So he ends up getting like a $20 million payout, right? And I guess he's from somewhere else, right, out of state, but moves down. You know how it is. You get money, you come to Miami. Where else, right? Yep. So he comes to Miami. He gets the fucking. He gets himself a house. He's on the water. It's probably just he's wild. He's not even buying. He's not being smart. You can tell he's just like, you know, a rager, drinking, the whole nine. Like we literally have the checkout video, and it's one of our reps that go out there to do the. Hey, we always do the video. Like we got to get you and the car. We got to film everything.
Right. And
then he literally goes to film the guy, and he's like, "Yeah, fuck you, Manny. Do your little video." And we're doing the video. I was like, because it comes in through the chat. I'm like, "Who's this guy?" And that's how they give me the background story. And he's just wild, bro. Like he's
got one leg.
He's got one leg. He's got 20 million. You know, I think the settlement was like 20. And probably they took 40% of that, the attorneys.
Yeah.
But he's still got a big check, right? And he's just a wild ass guy, bro. And you're just like, he's always drinking. You don't know if he's gonna crash your car. He at one point we gave him a great car. Then he got bored of it, sick of it, didn't like it, complained about it. We're like, dude, we'll pick it up. Don't worry. Nah, fuck that. You're not picking it up. I won't even let you in the gates to the community. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like,
guys are twisted.
Yeah. So that's just the most recent guy that I can tell you is like, you're thinking, oh, hey, they told us about him, you know? They're like, look, he's spending a lot of money, guys. If he takes one of your cars, he'll probably be in it for 3 weeks, and another car for 3 weeks. He ended up renting one of our yachts as well. Mm-hmm. So we're thinking this is going to be a good client, you know? And then you look at the checkout video, he's literally telling our guy Manny to fuck off. It's like, oh man, you know, you just never know who you're going to deal with, bro.
Say it's that money.
Yeah,
that money and that power. It's because in my opinion, one of the things I believe is like money is not like they say a lot of people. Money changes people. Mm-hmm. I think that's bullshit. Mm-hmm. I think money just amplifies whoever the fuck you are. It brings out your true self. Yeah. So like no matter what, if you're the nicest person in the world, you can get 20 million tomorrow and you'll still be one of the nicest people in the world. It would just amplify your ability to show that shit.
And the thing is that if you're just new to money and then you come to Miami, this is a place where you get fucked up. Demons. You know what I mean? You're going to mess things up over here, you know? Mm-hmm. You're going to go out. You're going to go to these nice places. You know, if you drove a nice car, you probably have some jewelry on you. You're going to get the attention, the girls, the drinking. And, bro, it's a recipe for this. You have to be disciplined.
Well, with the most discipline.
Like, you literally got to be. I saw it happen to so many people. And in my business, as soon as I got in the cars, I was like, I know what not to do. You know, I want to do it. I want to fuck off.
No, 100%. You got a nice whip.
My lane, bro.
You hit Kiki and they're having a good time. And all of a sudden all the eyes are on you. And it's just
my worst habit is nice restaurants.
That's exactly how
that's my word. And I like, my girl and I are there at fucking 8 p.m. 7:30 reservations. You know what I mean?
In and out by 9.
In and out, yeah, bro. Home early. I'm not sticking. I don't want to bump into anybody I know. No, come out with us, bro. We're going to 11. We're going here. No, listen, bro. I just want
We'll pass on that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, very much
It'll
so.
eat you up, bro. It'll eat you up. You go out, spend $3,000-$4,000, like,
Oh,
not
easy.
even trying, bro.
That's honestly part of the reason why I've always had a desire to move to this city,
Mm-hmm.
but like I've been more grounded in LA recently, and then even coming here this trip, I'm more so like thinking more about the whole Miami dynamic, and I'm like, this is turning into like a 3-4 day town for me.
Yeah.
What used to be like, I'm gonna move here,
Yeah.
and now it's turning into a 3-4 day town because I feel like all that scene has just become amplified.
Yeah.
Because it's all that instant gratification, social media. Let me present it this way. Instead, maybe like 6-7 years ago, it was people that were just doing this on a day-to-day casual, we're living their lives. Now it's just obscene with like, I need to be seen here, I need to be seen there, and everyone's trying to just money grab and get everything quick, and it's destroyed some of the culture. And I'm not even from here, type thing. And this is your place, so you know it better than anybody.
Oh, I've seen it, bro.
Because attention itself is a currency today. So
It is.
like you got the people out here. They're just, this is like where so many of them congregate. The attention economy people congregate here, and then every move is important. Like you were saying, I'm seen here, I'm in this car, I'm, at that place, I got this table, I got these bottles coming. It's like, it's all about grabbing that attention, grabbing it, because then they take that attention, repackage it, and sell it, and that's where they make their money.
And if you're doing that, at least you're milking it for something,
Yeah.
But the problem is it starts to feel good, and then you're like, nah, I'll just do it for me because I had a good time last night, and and they want to do it again and again.
You go crazy. So I got to pop in and out of the city. It's funny too, because when you said Poppy Steak, I was like, I think that's where I'm gonna end up at tonight. And I'm sitting there, I'm regretting. I'm like, I think I have a late reservation. I'm like, let me fucking move that reservation.
And listen, it's good. I love those places, and like, you can also like kind of feel like you're going out versus just going to a restaurant. You go to Coral Gables, you can't wear certain, you just gotta
you got
get a little more formal.
Yeah, exactly.
Over there, you go there, you can wear something loud, whatever. You're just gonna blend in. Your girl can go dress almost like she's going to the club.
Right.
So it's fun. It's nice.
It's a give and take though. And
you sit down at Poppy Steak for 1 hour, you're down $700-800.
That fast. A couple
drinks.
I'm already fucked. Trust me. I'm already mentally prepared to get fucked.
It's normally a stack a night.
Yeah. I don't want to get too far off topic, but the last thing I'll say in regards to that whole thing, the one thing on the contrary that I will add was like when I came here again when I was like 18 years old. I've been coming in and out of Miami my whole life because half my family lives here.
Yeah.
So when I came here when I was 18, I got exposed to that dynamic. Everything, the show, you would call it. And it opened my mind to understand more how money works and the way that people can move and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that bug bit me.
Yeah.
And then I took that energy and tried to make it in a positive, went back to LA and was like just addicted to just getting after it.
Good.
Hustling however I had to do, and now it's to the point where I've been able to get to where I'm at.
Yeah, so you were lucky.
It's very much so. But like
You had the right mindset.
I had the guidance. My old man guided the hell out of me. Without him, I wouldn't be able to do some of the stuff I could do. But literally it's taking that, like what you see here and all that scene, channeling it a little bit differently, going back to LA, and LA is not anything crazy better. Like LA has its own little quirks and its own scene, and it's a little bit different than Miami, but it's very similar in some aspects.
Yeah.
But without that initial realization of like, you could live like this. Like if you were able to put this together and do certain things, you can move differently.
Right.
I was always attracted to just the way to being able to move, if that makes sense. I like being able to, I like having a nice car, go on a nice dinner. Those are a lot of people have different vices.
Yeah.
My vices was nice car, nice dinner. And this is like the capital of nice car, nice dinner.
I'm with you on that.
On a whole nother
That's
fucking scale.
my biggest expenses is food and wine.
The wine too, huh?
Oh, fucking love wine, bro. Love wine.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, food, wine, cars, and trips.
There you go.
That's I like all the expensive things, unfortunately. Why can't we just be simpler people, man?
Yeah.
Why couldn't I just not care about any of this?
You can't be in Miami. You can't be in LA. You got to be somewhere else, and then you got to keep the phones down.
Yeah.
Because that's
Who the fuck wants to live in the normal world?
Yeah.
What fun is it there?
Dude, get behind the wheel of a supercar and it'll
change.
It'll change you.
everything.
Yeah.
Let me ask this: where did your love for whips even come from? How did it start? Would it start from just your pops' like mechanic business, everything in between?
Well, it was my grandfather who was a race car driver. My dad also raced cars, but I was always a car fan, bro. Like I loved cars. I didn't get my first car. I was a late bloomer, bro. I didn't get my first car until I was 21 years old, and it wasn't shit. It was a bucket. I called it Whitey Ford because it was a white Ford Escort. It rolled down windows, like literally a $2,000 rebuilt title.
The whole nine.
Yeah, it was nothing. It was a bucket. But as a kid, in my neighborhood, I was 15, 16, even before that, bro. Like, I remember being in middle school and, like, this guy on the corner, this little D-boy, you know? He had a 190E Benz.
Back in the day.
Yeah, gray. He like my parents didn't know, of course, but since I was, like, the neighborhood kid, I was always a cool kid, like, just being friendly, you know what I mean? Just, like, whatever. So he knew me from the block, and he'd catch me sometimes walking home from... Man, was this middle school? Might have even been elementary, bro. I don't know, but I definitely shouldn't have been getting in the car with him. But I'd get in there. This is Miami, so he'd go down and put the back seats down so the bass can bump even harder.
Right.
You know, and I was like, oh shit, this is cool. You know what I mean? The car was like lowered, and then it was always like Benz's, Beamers, Hondas too. Like, we were into the Hondas, 92 Honda Accord. You know, the 2-door Honda. And all my friends had, like, the Mazda Millennia. Like, this is way before you guys. But it was just, like, regular cars on wheels in my neighborhood was the thing. And that was my first, like, damn, I love it. And then one of my boys' older brother, he did graffiti and was a fucking some weed. And, you know, and he came out of a green Honda with leather interior, right? That was it, right? Like, leather interior was holy shit.
Pimpin'.
Mm-hmm. He got himself a 1992-93 BMW 328, gray with the Dove gray interior. That was it for me. Like, when I get to roll with him in the car, I remember everything. He had this little Bulgari cologne that fit right there under the e-brake. Like, the car was fucking perfect. You know what I mean? I absolutely fell in love with it. That was my, like, that's it. I was hooked. I wanted to. He wore polo, you know what I mean? He had the fresh Air Max 95s on. I was like, this is how I want to live.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to live like this, you know? I tried graffiti. I was terrible at it. But I wanted to be just like him. I didn't get my car until years later, and it was, like I said, a Honda, but that's it. I was hooked. And then he had friends. They rolled in, like, Lexus GS. Remember the first Lexus, bro? That shit was bad as fuck for its time. The Mercedes E-Class on Carlson wheels. He had this blue one with, like, soft polish. Well, that's it. I was hooked. Like, these things, I was never thinking about this.
Right.
You know, this was
years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I got into the car business and I saw an opportunity to do car rental, I was like, fuck it. You know, I've always been a gutsy kind of guy. Like, let's do it. So I opened up the car dealership, and then I get a phone call from this guy who does wholesale, right? You know how wholesale works. They call you, hey, we just took this car on trade. You want it? You know, you got like 30 days. We don't even have title. We have to make a payoff. So that buys you some time right there.
Right.
So I was in the heavy equipment business, and, you know, we were doing well. So it looked like we were even doing better than we were. So he knew he could trust me with 152 grand.
Right.
Which at the moment I really didn't have. But he calls me, says, I got a Gallardo. It was a 580. Orange coupe with a tail and everything, badass.
Shit was hot for his
yeah, at the time it was 2014. This is right before the Huracan came out. So I was like, send it. I'll take it. You know? And I'll never forget. It's January 16, 2014. And it was a cold day for Miami. And the car lands, right? And I'm like, remember, I don't even know how I'm gonna pay for this car when the title hits. Mm-hmm. But I'm fucking like, yo, they called me like, yo, the car's here at the shop. I remember it landed like at 8 p.m. I go to the shop, or I stayed there waiting for it. It gets down, it had a busted window. So they're like, oh, don't worry, take it off the bill that I don't know how I'm gonna pay. I say, cool, no problem. And then we're like, damn, what are we gonna do? It's got a busted window. I'm like, bro, we are out in this thing. You know what I mean?
Right. We're outside with this shit.
Yes, Meek just had dropped that song, that Lambo, my new bitch, you know, ride like my ghost. So just fucking rode out, drove all night. You know what I mean? I was like early 30s, bro. Like, that's
living your best life, bro.
Now you got kids that are driving these cars. You know what I mean? But,
kids,
yeah,
Children.
Yeah,
I was say children.
early 20s, mid 20s, 20 years old. Yeah,
20 buying a 720S.
100%.
That blows me. What am I doing in life? I'm like
internet money.
It hurts me a little bit, but we're getting there.
Right.
I'm just a little behind.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, some of these.
But I'm not even behind. I'm in my 20s, so I need to relax. But we're getting.
Yeah, you're good, bro.
We're getting.
You're good. Like I said, I was a late bloomer. I got my first car was a Ford Escort.
And like at 21, no?
At 21, bro.
21.
Roll down windows. You know what I mean? AC was good. Thank God for that. You know? And I kept it moving in that thing. I was good. But yeah, man, you got these kids running around like they didn't feel what I felt. There's no way. It's like nothing to them at this point.
It's lost its value.
Well, value was years of experience for so long. So you had to like get years of experience in order to start making more and more money or whatever. Then the internet was just like, nope, you need no experience. You can make money. You can make money in a week.
Yeah. Presentation.
If you do it right, you literally can get stupid rich in 6 months.
Yeah.
Not everyone does it. It's not easy, or else everyone would be stupid rich.
Kudos to those.
But you're in the right place, the right time. You make it happen. Like you can 100%. Go from you're 19 years old and go from nothing to like a couple mil,
100 real quick
in less than a year.
Yeah. And it took me years. My God, it took me years. Couldn't figure anything out.
When is the timeline for this course dropping?
I think it's pretty much it's done. It's been edited out. I know I'm gonna look at it and be like, nah, I need to redo it. I'm like that. But I figured just put it out there.
Just send it and fix things as you go.
Yeah.
When I got in the business, as I told you, I had to go learn from these guys that were already in the game. They took full advantage of me. Like they'd fucking put out my car. It wouldn't even pay me sometimes. Like it cost me money to learn from them. If you pay, I don't know what the price point is going to be on the course, but if you pay $1,500 to hear me talk for 3-4 hours and you get access to a few of my documents, trust me, it's fucking worth it. You know what I mean? And then I'm going to follow it up with like a mentorship program or whatever the hell, because I know if I could call me, if they show me like, yo, look, this guy, he's got a large car rental business. He's been in the car rental business for 10 years. You know, he's got multiple locations. This guy can help you. He wants 50 grand. I'll be like, get him over here right now. I'll give him 50 grand. Absolutely. You know, the L's that you take here could be 100, 200 grand. You know what I mean? So it's like the money you save when you're playing at this game from having someone like me available to help you out. Trust me, it's worth it, bro. Trust me.
100%.
I got a good friend of mine out in Cali, and I told him what I was going to do. He's like, look, Matt, I tried doing the car rental business, and this guy's a rock star what he does. He's in the car business. And he's like, look, it didn't go well for me. It didn't. If I knew you were around, I'd pay you 50 fucking grand and tell you to come out here and set it up. So
the best way to learn is from, in my opinion, people can argue this shit, but learn from other people's mistakes.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I say turn my L's into your wins. You know,
literally,
what I mean?
that's all that is. It buys your ass. Regardless of what it'll do, it'll buy your ass a lot of time.
Yeah, 100%. I actually, so part of my pitch and like, you know, I don't know how to really market myself for that space. You know what I mean? Because I'm a business guy. Like I run up my own business. You know what I mean? I'm not there on that pitch side yet, but I'm like, yo, I'm not promising you're gonna make a fortune, bro. I'm telling you about. Rolling with me will save you a bunch of money. I'm not telling you how much you're going to make. I'm telling you what you're going to save, bro. You know what I mean? From buying my course or buying my mentorship program. You know what I mean? So that's really my thing, because I know like one mistake could be $200, bro. You lose 200 G's on a car that gets totaled, or a claim that's not going to get paid out. You know what I mean? Or you're going out there and you're buying 2-3 cars off rip, paying taxes. Boom, there goes 40 grand, 50 grand, you know? So We'll
you know how to structure, you know how to do everything.
I'll learn how to do it. I've been looking for the cheat code. Anybody out there that just wants to give it to me? Because, you know, like there's so many guys doing courses and mentorship programs and whatever. Some of these guys that really ran businesses, I know they don't have the time to go and figure everything out. They'll go to a company that says, all right, what are you selling? Give it to us. We'll put it together in a criteria form for a course, and the mentorship program will go like this. Here's your low ticket, mid ticket, high ticket. But I haven't found the people, so you know, I guess I'll have to figure it out on my own. Unless one of you guys want to DM me, you know.
I have a plug for that if you need it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready for the plug.
Yeah, I got you. After this, I'll hook you up.
Literally plugged in.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Don't worry.
What are the most? Why does this question feel like it's hard to ask? Really simple. What do you have the most of in your fleet right now?
Lamborghini. It's always been Lamborghini Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Always.
The Huracan?
Show specifically?
Always the Huracan. Always the Urus. We had 14 Lamborghini Uruses at one point. And remember, I like to kind of emphasize on this a lot. It's a lot of car rental companies are like, yo, we got 30, 40 cars, because they've taken on these consignment cars,
right,
which at the end of the day, it makes it available for the clients. It makes them money. So I'm not, you know, throwing any shade their way. But we had 14 of our own Lamborghini Uruses. Like we had one video where at one point we had maybe like 8 of them, but we had two whites, a yellow, a baby blue, a purple, a red, a green. No, we had 2 greens and orange. We had 14 Urises. We had 5 Cullinans at one point. At one point I was doing, and if we walked over to my spreadsheet right now, you'd see it. Like, this isn't, you know, like I have documentation. We were doing like 200 grand a month just with Rolls Royces, 200 grand a month just with Lamborghini Urises. You know what I mean? Right now, like, hey, if we do 350 grand this month, we're cool.
Right.
Before we were doing like 250K with just
one subdivision of cars.
Yeah.
So, but it's always been Lamborghini, Rolls Royce. To answer your question, those have always been the winners.
The ones that rent the fastest, ones that rent the easiest.
They rent the most.
Everyone wants the Huracan drop top.
100%.
Let me ask you this: what structuring did you use to be able to scale from like when you were at, let's say, like maybe like 10 cars to getting to like all the way up to, like you said, 55 cars?
I used a lot of madness.
Okay.
It was pure madness. It was pure vision, pure betting on myself, just thinking I'm going to figure it out, right? Because what happened was the phone started to ring, right? And this is why I was telling you guys earlier, like 10 to 15 cars, that is a real sweet spot for a good operation. You know what I mean? Once you get past that, it becomes like a lot to manage. But and I mean like on a day-to-day, because there are some guys out there that they'll have their cars but here and there, and they'll do long terms. But if you're going to do day-to-day rental once you get to 30 cars plus, bro, it's pretty wild. What I did really was I started taking on consignment because I wanted to grow. I didn't know where I was going to go, but I knew I wanted to cater to more, you know, like the OGs that I told you about, they push out their 10 cars. If their phones ring, maybe they'll outsource 1 or 2, a few extra bucks for the pocket to go to Bobby Steak or whatever, and
get some dinner money.
And that's it, you know.
What is can you like
consignment car is
break
basically
down
like
what
someone
that looks
that
like in the
owns
rental
car and tells you, yo, look, if you ever need my car, it's available.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Just call me, and that's their car. Whether they park it here or they have it at their condo and they bring it when you need a rental, but that's a consignment car.
Yeah, like Airbnb-ing their car,
pretty much
through you.
Exactly. So then what I did was I took on this one guy that had 15 cars himself.
Oh shit!
And he knew that I had I was the guy.
Yeah, you were the connect, everything.
I was it. Like everybody was talking in town. Matt, MVP, them. So, matter of fact, I grew him to those 15 cars pretty much. And that's how it was. It was basically like, you know, I had my 15, 20 cars. Then I took on his 15. Then this guy came in and was like, hey, I'll pay to be at your space, or just here's another 5 cars. And I was saying yes to everything. That bought me a whole lot of problems, but I was saying yes to everything. And then that's how I knew. I was like, okay, shit, I'm doing 300-400 grand a month now. Like, this is real. Like, then my business partners come in, and I met them through another guy in the car business, and they were gonna get into the buy and sell with me, because when I got that location, they're like, damn, we could probably do a nice little boutique store here, and one of them specifically wanted to be in Miami really, really bad, because they're from Charlotte, North Carolina, but they'd always come down here to party, you know. So they met me and they were like, seems pretty honest, you know, it's hard. Fucking, it's Miami, it's the car business.
Yeah, are you kidding me? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, but he took a shot at me, man. Ryan, I love you, bro. I love you both. I love both Ryans. They're both my brothers. But he's the one that convinced the other Ryan, like, yo, I think we got something with this guy. And then we were going to do the car dealership thing. And then they were like, bro, let me send you a few of our cars, because you're saying you're doing this. Let me send you a few cars that weren't selling up there. You know, they're like, fuck it, try with this. Boom. First weekend, they sent me a truckload, like 6-7 cars. And I was like, hey, I got 35 grand for you guys right here.
Yeah.
What? Well, it was also cheap. It was like Memorial weekend, so it was fucking super easy. I already knew it. But it's still, I said what I could do. I proved it. And they're like, look, fuck it. We're coming in, you know? And that's what really, really opened up the opportunity. Yeah, like it's very hard. Anybody out there that can get themselves a relationship with a car dealership, you know, that's really the best way, bro.
A car dealership and a shop?
Yeah, because they got the money, bro. They got the money to be able to really give you cars versus going out there and financing the cars and the whole nine. That's a hassle, technically illegal, but no one gives a shit. The whole entire industry is financed vehicles.
Right.
But
and I imagine having a shop is pretty fucking handy as well.
A location?
No, like a body shop.
Oh yeah, you need those.
You need that shit like a motherfucker.
I had a few. I've gone through a few. I stuck with the last one that I have, But yeah, once the accidents come, there's a good shop probably that's like, yo, I can't even take on all your work because, you know, cars go down pretty fast. And then, you know, the idea is also you got to come out of pocket and fix the cars, because if you wait for insurance to pay you, then your car is going to be sitting for a long time. That's why I also got the insurance claim business that I have, which is I help you kind of like process the claim. You know what I mean? I'll make sure they expedite it and they maximize the payout. And then for some guys that don't have the money, once liability has been accepted, I'll give you the option like, yo, look, you know, they just accepted liability. It's been 45 days. Your car's still down. They're not going to stroke us a check next week. You know, if you want, I'll go ahead and make the repairs for you out of pocket and get you your car back. I'll get paid when the insurance comes. And some of the guys that are growing, they need that option. They take that option. Mm-hmm. So, you know.
Would you say in terms of revenue, like let's say, how much revenue comes from having that side of the game covered?
Of the insurance game side? Mm-hmm. I mean, we've done about $7 million. Not, I don't think counting total losses, but in insurance in the last 5 years, 7 million. We've also uncollected 2 million. Right. There's some you're never going to collect, you know, just
some of them shits are just fucking insane.
Just
some
losses,
of the situations, depending on the insurance company, the headaches that they cause.
90% of the claims that don't get paid with us in the car rental business is because of the client. If the client doesn't cooperate, you're not getting paid, bro.
What's the most traditional sense that, like, what's the most traditional shit going south?
The guy that rents the car, crashes the car, stops picking up the phone, bro. That is the classic. And then the other one is, I rent the car to you. You guys are hanging out. You get caught up at the club with some chick. He wants to go home. He takes the car. He crashes it. Now we have an unauthorized driver who's not on your policy on a non-owned auto. Insurance says, sorry, Charlie, not paying.
So what do you do in that sense?
In that sense, you go, pound some sand, cry.
And that's it. You just
there goes that bottle of wine, you know?
And you just deal with that shit.
Yeah, you deal with it, bro. And
so you're telling me there's no repercussions in that sense whatsoever?
There's outside of their $1,000 deposit?
Yeah, there's times where you put lawsuits in place and stuff like that, but you are at risk. When you give the car to someone that doesn't understand that if he gives it to somebody else and he's not with the car and the car is involved in an accident, bro, you're not getting paid. And it's like, it's in the agreement. The policy reads, hey, on non-owned autos, there is no permissive use, so you don't get paid. That's the scariest one. Yeah.
Most policies here in the state of Florida.
No, most policies. Remember, we deal with mostly people out of state, so we're familiar with policies from mostly outside of the state of Florida.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, because in California, it's I think it's the other way around. The permissive driver, it doesn't matter if it's non-owned or whatever.
Non-owned auto?
Yeah, no. You can be permissive
Love to take
driver.
a look at it. I know you're in the game.
That's what I'm saying. So at least from my experience, stuff like that, that's the case.
That's great. I like to see how those policy reads different.
California is also a whole different game. Self-insured state and everything. It's a whole different fucking game. I don't know if Florida's self-insured or not, is it?
I mean, we're self-insured. Yeah. But we're also approaching the claim on a first-party claim. So it's like, it's his car. So I'm using his policy, his comp and collision, not his liability to pay for the car.
Understood.
Remember, liabilities have limits. Comp and collision does not.
Correct. It's a whole different game. Yeah. I think that's the biggest key. If you're going to master this business, and again, this is someone speaking that does not know your game and everything, you have to have that angle
the insurance portion of the business is the make or break.
It is.
The insurance and the depreciation.
You can handle?
That, you're good.
What's the best way to handle depreciation?
Pay down your cars.
Pay them down as fast as possible. Pay them down.
2%. Just put 2% to the side. The car's worth $200, put 2% of that to the side. It's gone.
Every single time.
Every single month. When I had my next year floor plan, they gave me that discipline. You know what I mean? Because they were like, they know they're in the car business. Just like when they floor plan a car that you bought to sell, they're like, yo, you haven't sold that car in 60 days. I'm gonna need 10%. Oh, 90 days, you haven't sold it. Let me get another 10%. You know, they want to keep collecting because they know the car's depreciating, and that's a car that's sitting. So a car that I'm renting out constantly, they're like 2% every month, no matter what. Pay the interest and the 2%. So some people obviously are paying a car note, and you're paying down some of the principal. Right. But you want to try to use that as like a gauge to keep you healthy. And no matter what, I don't care how good the car's doing, watch the market. As soon as you see that car starts to go down a little bit, as soon as you put 10K, 15K of rental miles, is fucking.
Is that about how you cycle it? You get a car in 10, 15K.
So hard, bro. 10, 15,000 miles of rental. It's usually, just like I can smell a Rolls Royce. Like you can blindfold me and you just open up a Rolls Royce. I'll be like, smells like 45K, 50K. This interior is about to turn. Like you can't, it's about to go, once it goes the other way, the leather, it gets fucking oily, you know, and you can see it. It's just like, bro, done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it even worth at that point?
You don't always get money for it, but it's worth 50K less than a real car.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that's like, that's a fucking car term. Like, is it a real car? Like when I try to sell sometimes to my friends that are in the car business, I'll flip them other cars and not just like rental, So first, is it a rental? No, it's a real car. It's a real car, Matt. Yeah, it's a real car. It's got 10, 15K. It's healthy,
It's crazy. It is crazy. You see 10K on and it doesn't even have to be an exotic. Just go to Hertz. Yeah. Like get in a Hertz car that's got 15,000 miles on it. Like
easy.
Rental cars, man, they just get abused.
Yeah, we run them. But we also, remember, we're taking the approach of, we're car guys. We're in the car business. So we'll buy what we call cheaters. You know what I mean? We'll buy that cheater. We'll buy, everybody's paying $280, at the time, not now, but they was paying $280, $290 for an Evo. Well, we'll buy an Evo with 30K, run it for 4 to 5 months, buy it in the low twos, because all we care about is the ROI on the monthly basis. The per diem is going to be the same.
Yeah.
Your car, my car, if I got a cool spec and you guys got 10K miles, every once in a while you'll get that client that asks what year, model, how many miles in the car.
Right.
But most guys are like, yo, it looks sick.
They just want the whip. That's
Perfect.
It.
Yeah.
It's clean.
Shit.
Send it.
Yes.
So.
Right. It's going to run. It's loud. It looks good.
That's it.
We're chilling.
Yeah. They're not buying it.
What do you think is better then? Getting something like that or getting something brand new? If you had to pick.
Brand new, never.
Never.
No.
Slightly used.
100%.
Always.
Yeah, because the depreciation on the new to the first 10, 15K is brutal. I like 15K cars. I like teen miles. Pick them up with teen miles. Sell them in the mid-20s. I think that is a great way to roll, bro.
Rinse and repeat.
Yeah, man. Buy them in teen miles. Sell them with, just under 30.
Maybe a little teaser free game.
Yeah,
here.
that is free game right
Teaser
there.
I don't know if this is too much information.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know if you even cover this topic specifically. But if someone's going out today, they want to get started. They're going out. They're like, oh, I think I have the credit and whatever to get 2 cars.
Yeah.
What would you get them started with?
Even though it's a saturated market, with the Urus is still always going to move.
Yeah.
You always have 2-3 guys that come into town. They're not going to get a coupe. They're not going to get a four-door coupe. I mean, a 4-passenger coupe. They're going to
go in on a Urus.
And the Urus is the funnest, coolest car. So I'd say get a Urus.
2 of them. Right?
Yeah, probably. I'll even share some free game. I like a Maybach GLS, bro.
Yeah.
Sleeper, huh?
What we call the cheater. You can buy it for $120. $120. Car brings back $600 a day when you're giving it away. Some people pay $8.
Depending on the market and depending on how the fucking condition is.
And I know people giving me their Uruses for $600 a day, $240,000 fucking Uruses. They're like, rent it, please help me. I'll take six a day.
Fuck me.
Yeah, 100%. He's got. You remember they're on Turo.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, a lot of guys that started offering us their cars. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, oh, he's offering his car on Turo for $600. So minus the fees, and he can't even market to the 35 and under.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why it's like, fuck you, Turo, because you kind of messed things up.
Turo did.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they also can't cater to everybody. If you're under 35, can't do it. If you don't have the credit card or certain things, can't rent cars like that. So it's like, it affects us, but it don't.
Yeah.
And then it lets us gauge what like some of these guys are willing to take. You know what I mean?
We got out by us. I've noticed there's an R8 V10 on Turo, like newest generation.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was like 2022, something like that. Want to guess how much a day it is?
$350 a day. $250 a day. Oh my God. Get it.
180 a day for.
That's sad.
Wasn't it 180? 180 a day for a 2022 R8.
I like that car, by the way.
Same.
Yeah.
He's in the market for an R8 right now. I think that's what he wants to get. So
Yeah.
I was telling him, I was like, I remember he showed me the deal and I was like,
Don't buy one. Just rent it from him.
I'm like, yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
This car,
180 a day.
It's like I clicked on their thing and it's like a Turo superstore. they've got like 1,500 cars, mostly just economy cars, mostly Kia Fortes and all that stuff.
Yeah, and then they have a few exotics.
So I
saw somebody like that on YouTube.
I think that's basically just like marketing or whatever.
Yeah.
There's no way they're making money on this R8. Yeah. It's just they have an R8 to drive people or whatever, and they really just make money on the Fortes and the whatever. Priuses. It's crazy.
Right.
But $180
there's
a day
a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense.
That's a $200,000 car.
Remember, repos are up now higher than they've been in 20, 30 years, bro.
Car notes are the highest they've ever been. The average car note is fucking ridiculous.
And the market
average shit.
And the market tanked. And
literally.
Relative to where it was.
No, it fucking tanked completely.
No, 100% it fucking tanked.
80% of the people that bought in the last 2 years, they're upside down.
Very much so. Mm-hmm. It's very difficult to be able to buy
put a big down payment, you're upside down.
You overpaid on, you paid over sticker on something that's now going for a discount.
The over sticker shit is what I'll never understand.
You're upside
down. The fact you bought a Model X Plaid at $125,000.
Well, Tesla's different. Tesla controls the fucking prices.
I think some of the stuff is going to sell for over sticker. You know, I hear you guys talking about Porsches all the time. So those hold, over sticker.
For sure.
They do well. And then like the Cybertruck is going over sticker. That's going to happen for a short period of time, bro.
Yeah, give it 3 months.
People are throwing money away on the Cybertruck.
They just want to have it.
It's marketing. It's just a marketing 100%. Play. That's all that it is.
Some people just to have it. It's gonna represent money for them, so they'll get it. That makes sense.
That's it. That's all it is. But like I said, Instagram. Instagram has destroyed everything.
I know.
The Porsche shit. That's the thing I'll never understand why they hold like that.
Yeah.
It almost goes into like the following of the brand.
Yeah.
That upholds the price of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Because you have such a high demand for these cars.
Porsche guys love Porsches.
Porsche guys love Porsches.
Yeah.
You like Porsche?
BMW guys like Porsches.
I do like Porsche. I was just driving the.
Don't do this to me, Matt. Don't do this to me.
No. I'm not. Here's the thing. I can't fan the Porsche a lot. Anyway, first of all, Miami's a big Porsche town.
Yeah.
And I've got some friends of mine that love Porsche, but I don't get to enjoy Porsches because we don't carry them. Mm-hmm. No one wants a Porsche. Why am I going to try to charge somebody $1,000? They're like, Porsche. Women don't understand Porsches. Porsches are for dudes to be like, yo that's yours.
Fucking shit.
Yes. Cool. That thing's bad. Let's go for a ride. The girls, these guys want to impress them. They're going to impress them a lot easier with this than they're going to do with that. But we have a Panamera that we keep up in Atlanta because it works good. We call that like a slider. When people call for like a daily driver, we call them sliders. And I like it. I was just driving it right now. I was a little bothered because this is shit that you learn from years of experience. I always tell everybody, the folding mirrors, take that option off. The easy access to get in and out of the car, take that fucking option off. Because they use the car so much, they get in and out of it so much that it all starts to wear out. Then the seat doesn't fucking move. Now the steering wheel will come out, but it won't go down. And I can't drive with the steering wheel high. I can't drive a bus if I'm driving a fucking car, Right. So I was like, I'll take the GTS before it goes back to Atlanta. Let me drive it, try it out. And I'm driving like this. I'm like, nah, fuck it. Can't enjoy it. But friends of mine love Porsche. I'm not going to talk bad about the Porsche because I don't get to enjoy them. I don't get to drive them. I like the old school fucking Porsches. I love a slant nose Porsche. Like
back in the day shit.
Yeah, I just don't get to enjoy them because we don't carry them.
What's your favorite thing to drive right now?
Bro, I look for comfort, to be honest with you.
Really?
You're getting old on me, dog.
Yeah, bro. So this is what I do. Number one, sometimes I'll be like, oh, fuck it. Whatever whip matches the drip.
You never just like, man, I just want to go rip.
Yeah. When I do that, but I barely get to do that because all I do is fucking go to work and the gym and home, And then if I go out at dinner with my girl, she doesn't really want me to fucking drive super fast.
Crazy,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's constant.
You got a red band Daytona on. You're feeling the vibes.
So normally I'm in a fucking, I'm in a Rolls. I'm in the Cully, Wraith, Ghost, stuff like that. I normally drive whatever. I'm such a fucking team player. I literally will drive whatever's clean on the inside, but not on the outside. So my guys won't have to double wash a fucking car.
Right.
And whatever has gas. That's what I'm in. But if I'm a Ferrari guy, and the Lambos are actually, they look better and they're more aggressive on the sound, but I'm just Ferrari. You told me about the 458. That was my first, because imagine, especially back then, the Gallardo was a bucket. That thing drove terrible. The shifting of the gears was rough, no double clutch back then. The R8 drove better than the Gallardo back in those days. And then I got into a 458 and I was like, this is a fucking car. And since then, I was a Ferrari guy. Still a Ferrari guy. SF90 was the best car I've driven, I think.
What was that experience like driving that thing?
Loved it. Loved it, bro.
Not too much power?
I thought the power was great, bro.
It delivered it perfectly?
Yeah, this one was a little tuned. A buddy of mine was in between flipping it. I helped him get in and out of it. And it had wheels. It was tuned. It was, bro, I loved it. Loved it. The technology package is right in there. Like, you know.
That's one of the markets that's tanked.
Big time.
Big time tank.
And they're sitting on lots everywhere.
Yeah. I think you can pick up a nice one mid
fives.
I think even lower than that, bro.
Yeah, I think so.
They've gone in the fours. There's fucking no way.
Yeah, they're in the fours.
They've cracked the fours.
I think there's some coupes in the fours, bro.
Bro, those things were 800 fucking, literally a couple fucking months ago.
I'm telling you. No.
That's
you go to just go to Google Ferrari City anywhere in the country and look at their pre-owned inventory and whatever. They probably got 3 of them.
Yeah, bro.
It's fucking unreal.
And that's a great car.
I used to be a Ferrari guy too, to be honest with you.
Used to be. Now what are you?
I'm a McLaren team, man.
McLaren guy. That's right. You got a 720.
Yep.
It all changes, it's all about.
Yeah, no, that is probably one of the most impressive cars that I've been.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was the fucking 458 was everything to me.
Right.
And I was like,
it's not as fast, bro.
And then the problem was I drove the fucking 720. And that shit made everything else feel slow.
Yeah.
Then you get to a point too. I just actually did this. Me and my buddy raced. He just copped an SVJ, and we raced, dig and a roll, and I walked him. So then I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, what the fuck else is next?
Yeah.
Like, what do you go?
765?
765. What, I'm going to get the same fucking whip? I'm going to get damn near the same whip? Like, you get the SVJ for the status, the sound. That car's iconic. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But this with 720 for what it is.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
What
Performance-wise, it was one of the most impressive cars.
So
and you can pick them in like the low. You can pick them mid-low twos.
Low twos get you a solid 720S.
Into one of
That's
those.
what I got mine for.
Yeah.
What? Mid-low twos. Yeah.
You put a 1016 on it, then you got a 765 look, and you're rolling.
Tune it with an exost.
You're rolling,
bro. You're chilling. Like,
Yeah.
again,
What mid-low
do you
twos
get?
are you taking on a 720S?
Yeah.
Nothing.
No.
You can't. The only thing besides, let's take the 765 out of the equation. Name another car below. Let's say I'll give it 750. Below 750 that's beating the 720. No. Another car.
Yeah, that'll perform like that car.
That can beat a 720 besides 765 under $750,000. Name another car.
Well, everyone's gonna go beat it. How?
Let's say
track?
this surely performance.
On the
fuck the
track?
We're not.
Yeah.
No one here
one's
talks.
tracking.
No one tracks shit. We're not talking about this dumb shit.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. Straight up, let's just do either a dig or a roll.
Highway Heroes.
Highway Heroes. Name another car under 750,000 that's beating a 720S besides a 765 LT. I'll wait because it's impossible.
Yeah, he's right.
It's fucking impossible. So when you get that, the thing was, in all reality, I shouldn't have got that shit because now I'm just sitting here like, don't get me wrong, I love it and I enjoy the shit of it, but I'm like, what do I do next?
Yeah.
The doors go up.
The doors go
It
up.
looks like a UFO. It's
great.
absolutely rocket.
Drives way better than an Abbey.
The steering is
Dude,
perfect.
that car. Okay, we were in Mexico the other day, and I was going some pretty high speeds that I probably should not have been going.
In the car, you went to Mexico in it?
We were. It's a term in LA. We say that like whenever we go high speeds, we go like we were in Mexico. Like we weren't in LA. We were in Mexico. I was in the hills in Culiacan or something like that, and we were going crazy. And I reached a speed that you probably shouldn't go. And I remember vividly being at that speed. When you're going that fast, the accumulator suspension on that fucking car, it doesn't feel like shit.
That's great.
You're literally gliding.
Yeah.
So you get to that point, you realize that car is built for that shit.
For that, 100%.
You're like, what the fuck? It hits a whole experience. You get to a point in LA, especially too. Here, this is a whole argument we have all the time. The drives you can do here, these causeways straight away, you can rip these speeds and make moves when there's no traffic.
Right.
In LA, it's more windy roads. We go up in the hills.
Got it.
So it's not a lot of straightaways.
Got it.
So the McLaren, there's nowhere to use that fucking speed.
Right.
So again, the car is too fast.
Just wait till we finally take that car up to the crest, though. You're gonna fall in love with it.
You think so?
Yes.
How long you had it for?
McLaren handling?
Shit. Month and a half.
Oh, wow.
Very fresh.
Yeah, we haven't even taken that thing to the canyons.
We haven't
yet.
done too much to it.
When we put that on the canyons, especially Angeles Crest, because they're longer sweepers,
it's
gonna ruin you.
It's a great car, bro. It's a great. When the 720,
we gotta go up there soon.
pretty much
We gotta make this
first
happen.
came out.
I want to feel it up there. So
When the 720 first came out, my business partner had one, and I was like, all right, show me,
Right.
you know. And then passenger feels way faster always. You know, if you're in the passenger seat, it feels twice as fast. And I was like, all right, let's just go to lunch because this shit is fucking like scary fast.
Scary.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, they're badass.
makes your
cars.
stomach flutter. It's
Again,
crazy.
not great for rental.
No.
Oh no.
very finicky.
There are too many problems.
Yeah, so
And you got to really baby that interior.
yeah,
Those
I know, you
interiors
gotta
will
take care.
fall
You
apart.
gotta take care of it. Period. So not for rental. Plus, it's too fast. You don't want to give them that much of a fucking car.
Right, exactly.
You know,
That's what the SF90 kills me because I'm like, how the fuck are people like?
Oh,
How do you give that to an everyday person?
I had it here for 2 months. Didn't rent it once. Got a bunch of inquiries. We always pass.
How do you give that to an everyday person,
no,
bro?
it's too
Are you
scary.
kidding me? You're
We
talking about
only
a 1,000
carried it-
horsepower
we only
weapon.
carried it for a little bit.
It's
and
ridiculous.
we didn't find one qualified fucking renter.
You got to build a crash course on that
It's,
shit.
it's not worth it. And then on top of that, no one wants to pay $2,000, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Not the people calling today. You know what I mean?
It's all clientele based, and it just
Yeah,
depends
the
again.
money right now-
Seasonal. I imagine, like you said, F1's coming up. You might have some guys fly in that would want that type of shit.
And at that point, I could probably just get it from somebody else,
Outsource it.
make a few
Yeah.
bucks.
How much on something like that are you consigning? Like the weekends, are you consigning out like a ton of cars?
On big weekends, because right now we've sold off a lot of cars. I'll take on some. We'll broker off some other people's cars. But we hadn't done outsourced cars in 6 years,
Really?
7
Fuck me,
years.
yeah.
I feel like next week you're probably your whole fleet's probably out. Booked,
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about weekends like Formula One, bro.
and people are still calling.
No one really wants to drive.
Really?
It's too much fucking traffic.
That's true.
It's too much traffic. Like our biggest weekend was always, and I'm talking like the golden years, was like
Basel?
Ultra. It was
Ultra.
It's got to be our Basel, no?
Art Basel.
Art Basel
Art
has to
Basel
be
used to
Art
be
Basel.
amazing.
Ultra. That's a fucking vibe, bro.
Yeah,
for sure,
that used
for
to be
sure,
great.
Ultra.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Art Basel, it's okay.
All those events post COVID, man, have just tanked.
Yeah, the only one that is still strong. Shout out to my boys Matt and Tarek. Rolling Loud is it.
That's it.
Well, you can
Rolling
count
on
on-
Miami's stupid. Yeah.
You can count on Rolling Loud being a fucking awesome weekend. No problem.
Stupid.
F1 is great for the homes. We have several homes, and I know people all in the home, rental business. They crush it. They get big bucks. They get the fucking Heineken to come out, the Red Bull teams, and all the teams. They book these massive houses. Bucks get thrown. That's great. I think we booked both our yachts for an event side by side. So it still brings in a lot of money into town, but car wise, not so much. That's why I'm also introducing a lot of these Metris vans. You know what I mean? For the people that want to fucking be driven, but are not going to go in the big Sprinter where you can't get in and out of everywhere.
And going in and out of the city's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. So with that big ass, if you're not rolling 10 deep, you don't need that.
Right.
So
If you want a nice
These Metris
two-seater,
vans are crazy.
You want a nice two-seater back, maybe a four-seater, put the two in the front down.
Right,
Maybach, hit me up. MVP, we got it all day. It's fucking
There you go. I'm telling you, that is the best way to roll. I told you the story. I love telling it. That just lets you know, okay, that thing's different. You know what I mean?
She's different.
Like people look at it different. The door's open. You got privacy. You got extreme comfort. Like you're literally you and someone else can just lean back. You got TV. You got a partition. Like, bro, you can't beat that.
No, it's unbeatable. Literally.
Yeah, for date nights, for concerts, all that kind of stuff. Where like you have a little bit more of a drive.
Forget it.
I know you still want to roll in your 720, but every once in a while.
Oh, give me 4 years. I'm in the fucking
Yeah,
Maybach.
yeah.
Give me 4 years. Give me 4
No,
years of
listen,
overnight shit. Give me
Once you
4
start
years.
getting
not gonna-
sciatica pain from driving.
I'm already
the
getting it.
sports
Just
car.
get in that bitch right. I'm trying to learn how to get in the 720. Like
Yeah,
get up over that
ass
tongue.
first.
Exactly.
Ass first.
I'm not
so.
used to throwing ass first. It's ridiculous.
It's the only time that us males can do it, bro. Just so you know. No Diddy.
No, exactly. RB did it. No did it. Oh my goodness, man. You want to jump into the cues?
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's rip it.
I don't even know if we prepped you for this.
No, we didn't. But
Yeah,
this
we
is
got 3 questions.
my
We asked.
favorite part of the episode right here.
We
Just so
got
you know.
3 questions.
I'm super cool with just fucking
Rolls?
ripping it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's rip it. We got 3 questions. We ask all of our guests at the
Okay.
end. So, do you want to ask?
First one.
Yeah.
What is the most overrated car in today's market? Overall.
And you're talking just the car market, period.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a car. Maybe it's
Overhyped, overrated.
Overrated. People think it's this, but it's not that.
Yeah. We got people in the comments. They're like,
Whatever you
I mean, I
deem
call that
question to be.
overhyped, but I don't know about overrated. I'm like, is that not the same thing?
Yeah.
Overhyped
kind
and
of,
overrated?
Kind of. Man, that's actually a tough question for me. I'll tell you why. Because my side of the car business is like, we're not really in the car business.
It's a little bit different.
We do car business, but we're catering to people who are into the hype.
Yeah.
Pure hype. And they're not looking for performance. They're not looking for, they're just looking for the best looking car for what they need to be able to get from point A to point B looking good in Miami. Man, I mean, I'm obviously on your guys' page and I look at it, and I hear the talks about the Porsches, the GT3s and the GT4s and everything. Man, that's tough. For me personally, and this is going to hurt to say it, just because I love the car, I think it is the best looking car on the road. But the Abbey for me is just a terrible, terrible drive, bro.
It's a soul sucking drive.
My father, he raced cars. He loves cars. He loves it. He loves to be in there. Just
same with my old man. He wants to run, and I'm like, bro, fuck
he's
that.
like, what are you talking about? That's great.
With that clutch to just shake you around.
Things slinging you back and forth.
I'm sure the Rueto now is probably going to be a little different. But I would just say maybe that car because it's so good looking. And then you get in it and you're just like, fuck.
It's just kind of dog shit.
Yeah, it's like a struggle. And here in the heat, those cars we stopped carrying them ourselves. The last one we had was a disaster, bro. It was overheating all the time and shutting down. So it's just for me personally, I would say, and it's still it's fucked up that I'm saying it because it's one of my favorite cars. I think it's the best looking car. I think it's just as good looking as the Chiron. I really do, But I think that car just comes with a lot of...
The Aventador, baby.
Aventador, I respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are, man.
And just because I've experienced them from renting them, when it comes to certain cars, I feel like we know more about them than the people who are selling them, the people who are servicing them, because we watch them come in fucking cream puffs. You know what I mean? Just perfect
dialed
pieces of art. And we run the shit out of these cars, And I can tell you which ones hold up and which ones don't. You know what I mean?
What holds up?
Ferrari was we just got the F8, but Ferrari has always been solid for me. Solid. Huracans are they're bulls. They're literally bulls. They're bulletproof. They're fucking beasts. I've had Dons or first model Dons, the 17s. I've ran those things to 80K, 60K. Fucking solid. Solid. The fuck up. The only thing with the Don versus the Wraith will hold up better on the inside. Because the top's not down.
Right.
So the convertibles are going to get worn out a little bit more than the coupes because the top's down, the sun, the sweat, the lotion, all this shit. Right. So the coupes hold up better. But bro, Lamborghinis are fucking Huracans, fucking bulletproof. The Aventadors gave me hell. They gave me hell. We stopped carrying because they gave me hell. 15s, 14s, solid. 16s, 17s, the S's, they gave me hell. I went through hell with those cars.
Fuck me. I would have never thought that.
Yeah. What else doesn't hold up?
What else doesn't hold up? The old model GTCs.
You probably don't even have to mention McLarens. Obviously, that's renting a McLaren is a nightmare. I'm sure.
I'm trying to be at F1 at the McLaren house again this year.
Yeah.
With the boys. I just walk in. I get my bands. I'm in there.
Yeah. No, trust me.
Yeah. But what doesn't hold up? The Bentley GTCs were hell. The Bentley back in the day suspension, bro. I don't know why they used that suspension model, but it was terrible. What other cars gave me trouble, bro? I'm trying to think about it. Definitely the old.
These Huracans have been a gift to the rental community, though.
Yeah, they have been a gift to the whole car world. They really have.
Like how good they look, how much attention they get, how good they sound, how bulletproof they are, how good they hold up. The Volkswagen quality that just.
Bro, I'll give you a Huracan story. We bought a Huracan for $155,000 in 2016.
Man, must have been nice.
155, red on red and black interior.
Shit, yeah.
Okay. We bought it. It had just gotten involved in a bad accident. That's how I bought it for 155. Matter of fact, I think we had to bring in the inner part of the door. Didn't even have, it was like a shell.
Yeah.
It was missing the whole
trim was gone on that bitch.
Yeah. So we bought it. It already had been through. It had a story already. We bought it for 155, 165. We ran that car for 5 years. It was involved in multiple accidents.
And just keep on trucking. Keep on pushing.
We just sold it the other day. We sold it maybe 6 to 8 months ago.
Really? You had it that long?
We sold it for 155. And we don't like to keep cars.
Right.
You know,
that
usually,
shit's different.
usually you're going to find yourself in a bloodbath. You do that. We bought that car so damn cheap and ran it for so long. And I've been involved in one accident, another accident.
You were in that for 8 years?
5.
5 years?
For 5 years, bro.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's fucking bitching.
And we like literally 155 and sold it like for the same money 5 years later. And that car was still like some of the people that like the body shop
made
that
a
I tell
multiple
you,
or two
no,
on
some
it,
of them were
too.
like, damn, bro, I would buy it. Like like the body shop that we've repaired it with, they were like, I've repaired this car 3-4 times. I would buy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know the work that's gone into it. I know the
just needs
fucking
a little
car,
bit of
yeah.
love. It needed some fucking love for sure.
How many miles did it have on it when you got rid of it?
60-ish?
Fuck me. That car got
crazy.
ran.
60-ish?
That car
Imagine.
got ran.
Yeah. Man. But
Huracans.
yeah, they no, those the most solid car is the Huracan.
Okay. So second question is, what's the most underrated car on the market today?
Most underrated car in the market.
This one's always a little trickier.
Yeah.
Overrated, people usually got a quicker answer for. Underrated, it's usually like, I really love this car, but I don't see it getting a lot of love or appreciation.
Well, we just
from-
talked about the Ferrari SF90.
Yeah.
How it's tanking, price, and the whole nine. And we know Ferrari is a great car, in a way. It's a great brand.
Right.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really get all the hype. But I really believe that Ferrari SF90 may be overlooked, bro.
Yeah.
I thought that was the best. Oh, looks wise, the fact that it's a Ferrari. Remember, Ferrari kind of is like
They're reserved.
it's more the gentleman's sports
Right.
car,
Very much so.
but it looks fucking mean as
And the
hell.
new
It looks
XX
so
is coming
good. They're
out.
crazy.
You put wheels on that car, it
Done.
looks
Stupid.
exhaust.
That car will not be underrated. Those cars will go over sticker forever.
Like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so
It's the first
I
time
think-
Ferrari's doing something ballsy. And
Yeah,
actually showing some
that's
shit.
what I thought about the SF90. I was like, whoa, that shit looks sharp. It looks tough, It looks, so maybe that car for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah.
I think that's a great answer. Okay. Last one.
Best question, last question.
Yeah.
Your dream 3-car garage to fit your current lifestyle. No budget.
That's a good question.
It's only 3.
Only 3.
3.
Fit your current
Three's,
lifestyle.
yeah, 3's got to cover all your
So
bases.
We're definitely gonna go with a sports car. You got to get that badass sports car. That's for me to drive. All right. So, man, I'm not like. Remember when I first got into the car business, I was getting a panty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So these cars were already out of the question. I'm just being me here.
Now nothing's out of the question.
this is
But
Mac-
still,
this is Mac
with
Cruz
that
right
being
here, yeah.
said, I'm not like this Kona Seg and fucking
Right.
Bugatti and Pagani guy. Bro, give me a fucking Ferrari SF90
I respect that.
in that fucking gray with maybe blue interior.
Fucking sex.
That old Ferrari fucking Testarossa looking wheel that they've
Yeah.
done now. That's kind of
Yes.
like a dish, but a
yeah,
star.
like the dinner plate with a couple little fucking things.
Give it to
Yes.
me.
I
You've
love
seen
that
it. If
wheel.
you guys
Yep.
want, pop it up
Yeah,
when you
we
find
see-
it
yes.
on the gram. Give me that. Then I need a 4-door for sure, right? To fit my lifestyle every day.
The kids.
Yeah. Man, I'd probably go. Fuck, I don't want to. It's tough because lately my favorite 4-door. Remember, I'm driving what I have,
Right.
and I'm that guy. I'm not looking at what you got and what you're driving. I like what I have and what I'm able to use and what I enjoy.
Right. Your shit.
Yeah, my shit. And I had the Spur here. We had a Spur in both cities, and I had to get rid of a Flying Spur first edition W12.
Bitchin' car.
Yeah, and now it's on a monthly rental in Atlanta. And bro, I thought that was a fucking perfect every day. You can fit 4 people. It's sporty, it's bossy, it's not too, I might have to go with like a badass fucking specced out fucking Bentley Flying Spur, murdered out with a dope ass interior.
Well, like
Red
interior, you're thinking like, like red or like white or
I think blue's the new red.
blue?
You're in
Yeah.
that blue shit. No, I respect it. You're in that
Like
blue shit.
royal blue, the
Yeah, like
baby
that
blue.
like it
cobalt
too.
blue from Rolls Royce.
Yeah,
yeah.
If it's not the Spur, it's probably, man, that's a fucking toughie, bro. That's a toughie. You should have prepped me. I said go shoot from the hip. You should have prepped me, but I
part of
think
the game.
I might go with like a black on blue fucking bro. I
Yeah,
really,
hearing you think through is part of the fun, I feel
it is
like.
part of the
yeah, no, I think that's what I go with, man.
Yeah, black on blue, that's a hot spec.
I can trade off every year, right?
No.
Oh, this is for life.
This is for you get yeah.
What's the last one?
All right,
After
I'm
that,
ready.
you got to figure it out.
So I got the SF90.
This
I
is just
got
for
that.
today. SF90 Flying
Man.
Spur.
I don't know. I think fucking the Spectre is bad as fuck. We want to talk
Spectre's
about You might have to put this back. The Spectre, I don't hear anybody raving about it right now.
It's too new. It's too new. Bro, think about it. To get in, first off, at the time to get an allocation for that car when it was just in the States, you had to fucking be him to get a fucking allocation for that car. And at the same time now, those cars are rolling out. You get your first couple clients that have been with Rolls Royce. Yeah. No one's pushing that fucking car. You have them. MVP, we have them.
No, not MVP, but Rolls Royce Motor Cars of Charlotte. They got some sick ass specs. My fucking business partner's building them himself. Crazy. They're beautiful.
Nobody who's buying that is pushing that like that. Yeah. So you don't see it yet. Give it 4 to 6. You'll see it now. It'll be a lot more to the public eye. Right now, it's not. It's too new for the public eye.
The money's tight right now. You know,
that's what I'm saying.
Nobody's loose with it.
It's like literally that's exactly what it is. It makes everything is this whole illusion that everyone has the money. It's right now we're in the tightest we've been since fucking pre-COVID.
So I'll tell you, I think I gotta throw in the Spectre, bro.
What a hell of a lineup, man.
Yeah, man. Beautiful fucking car.
What a hell of a lineup.
Yep.
I respect that.
SF90. Flying Spur, Spectre. You obviously never go to Home Depot, so that's good.
No. Oh, and I love trucks, by the way. 'Cause I was in the heavy equipment business before, so I do love trucks. But you guys only gave me 3.
Raptor R or TRX?
That's the name of the game, bro.
If you were picking one today, not for the 3-car garage.
I think Raptor.
Raptor?
Yeah, I think Raptor.
Yeah,
I respect that.
I would probably take the Raptor R.
I'm taking. We used the TRX, right? Yeah. I'm taking the TRX.
The Raptor R is TRX also 700.
Well, listen, I'm from, since I was in the equipment business, bro, 2,500 fucking diesel
all day.
I love those.
Run it all day to the ground.
Yeah,
that fucking thing will push 250,000 miles.
How crazy is it? They're shoving 700 horsepower engines into these trucks now.
Yeah, bro, it's
everything's possible, bro.
We thought it was crazy when they threw like the Viper V10 and
the Lightning,
the Crew Cab
SR Lightning. That was dope in my days.
Think about it.
Now it's gotten wild.
Now they're just like Hellcat, throw it in there.
The only thing I don't want to see is them get too futuristic with cars. Period. You know what I mean? That kind of scares me sometimes.
It's gonna it comes.
Yeah.
It'll be a trend. They'll push it. If it doesn't hit, they'll pull back. But like
as long as we don't get the 80s all over again.
Right. Yeah. Just like look, Ford busts out the GT. And it's a mix of the old with the new. Yeah. And you brought all those Dodge models out that look like the old but the new. You know? So, but then you got some shit that you're like, yo, they're where are they going with this?
Yeah.
Like the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck looks wild. It was fucking dope.
You know? I like the way it looks.
Yeah, I think it looks cool.
Yeah. I think the Hummer EV looks dope too.
I fucking think those things look great, bro.
Why they're not selling is beyond me, but I do agree with you.
Somebody called me today speaking about consignment cars. They're like, yo, I got these 2 Hummers. I'm like, I don't know if there's a market for it, but we could try. Check it out.
We could try. Like there would be here.
Yeah. Great looking trucks, bro.
Yeah.
Great looking trucks.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's
anything else?
No, I think we're
good.
You
plug your IG?
Yeah, of course. Matt, MVP Miami, and then MVP Miami, MVP ATL.
Everything
MVP,
in between.
Anything, we're there.
Yes. Charlotte McLaren.
So Charlotte McLaren, Rolls Royce Motor Cars of Charlotte. Yep. And for the big dogs, obviously I'm sticking to my cars, but Koenigsegg Charlotte as well.
Shout out Tom Cruise. He's a big fucking client of you guys, the whole 9.
And there's a what's it called? There's a course coming soon. You'll be able to learn from one of the dons of the industry
directly.
Yeah,
very much so.
10 years of headaches can turn into a couple of years of easier experiences for you guys. So
pay for the headaches up front. It'll be way
so much
if
cheaper.
This is really a game you're trying to get into, just
pay for the headaches.
Just to
like I said it earlier, guys, I would literally, if I wanted to do this, if I was like, yo, I'm getting into the car rental business, I really don't know too much, and if I could pay Matt 50 fucking grand to come over here and give me the ins and outs, I'd give him 100.
Yeah. I don't want to.
You heard it here first.
That's not my ticket, guys. That's not my ticket. Don't worry. I'm a lot cheaper.
Price is undisclosed yet. We haven't figured it out yet. We're still running numbers.
I'm gonna hook him up with the sales pitch just real quick.
Yeah,
because I like him.
I like this.
Here's the deal. You got these courses. Courses get a bad rap today. Yeah. There's a lot of bad rap out there on courses because there's a lot of scammers out there. It be what it be. There's a lot of people out there. It just is what it is. They're there to make a buck. If you're trying to get into the rental business, I know there's a lot of people that are trying to get into the rental business, and you can pay a couple $1,000s to get information from someone that's actually been successful at it for a decade. That's different. That's different than your typical like course bro thing going on. Someone that's like, oh, I made a bunch of money in this in the past year. Yeah. Like 10 years of experience. There's a lot of lessons there. There's a lot of headaches you can get past and forego for, hey, $2,000, whatever he ends up selling it for. It's nothing. It's nothing.
It's worth it.
Save. Yes, you'll save tens of thousands of dollars. in that if this is a business you're trying to get into. So
straight up,
that's my plug.
Well said.
Done deal.
Yeah, we appreciate it. This has been a blast. Great.
Hell of an episode. Maybe a part 2 coming soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's a wrap.
We're out.